Hello and welcome to Adroit Photo Forensics Photo Gallery video demonstration. This is one in a series of video demonstrations that cover various aspects of the Adroit Photo Forensics product. Let's begin by opening a case I will be using continuously through these video demonstrations. And this case has 106 photos total. And let's go right into it and click on the Photo Gallery button over here. Photo Gallery can be accessed through its toolbar button, through the menu bar, and through keyboard shortcuts. Now, the Photo Gallery is a screen that is used to organize, group, sort, and filter photos based on their file or photo properties like EXIF date times, EXIF camera, file size, modification date, file names, etc. If you want to organize and view photos based on their content, I would recommend that you view the Smart filtering screen, and this will be a subject of a separate video demonstration. So let's begin with describing the main elements of the Photo Gallery screen. By default, the Photo Gallery screen is broken into separate tabs, and these tabs correspond to the different recoveries that were used to cover the photos in the current case. In this specific case, we found 80 photos that were active or that were basically in the file system. 18 photos were deleted and sequentially recovered. 5 photos were fragmented and recovered by a unique smart carving algorithm. And finally, 3 photos we were not able to recover fully. Now, you can change these default tabs, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But let's now go to the actual thumbnail groups here. So why do I call these groups? Basically, one thumbnail can represent a series of photos. So let's give an example. I'm going to change my grouping over here to that of a camera, right? And at this point, you can see that there is one photo here, 2 photos here. There are 46 photos with unknown cameras, 1 photo here, and 29 photos that came from the Canon PowerShot SD700. Now, basically what this means, just to be clear, is that under the Active tab, there are 29 photos that came from the Canon PowerShot SD700. Now, supposing I wanted to group by a different variable, a different field, so you can do that. So, for example, if you want to group by file size, you can do so, and then you see the various groups divided across file sizes. You can group by the file name, which is a standard default group, and then you can see the full file name, and so forth and so on. And there are quite a few groupings here. So, for example, you can group by EXIF date. So over here, I'm grouping by the exact day of EXIF. So I can see right away that there are 3 photos that occurred on Saturday, May 15, 2010. There are 6 photos that occurred on Sunday, April 20th, 2008. Now again, I'm right now looking only at the Active tab. So basically, when I say that Sunday, April 20th, 2008 are 6 photos, I'm saying that there are 80 photos. Out of the 80 active photos, 6 of these occurred on this date. Supposing I wanted to see all photos that occurred on this specific date, or for the matter, let's go back to the camera. Supposing I wanted to see all Canon PowerShot SD700 IS photos, in which case I can then go to the tabs, and I can set the tab to none. So now all the photos are not broken up into separate tabs based on the recovery. They're all under one tab. And now I can see that the Canon PowerShot SD700 IS has actually 40 photos in it. So that covers really the tab options. So why don't we now go back to the EXIF, and let's click on, let's just say year. So now I see, based on the EXIF date of the photos, I am now looking at the various years that each photo was taken. So I can see that the 5 photos were taken in 2010, 1 in 2009, 27 in 2008, so forth and so on. But supposing I'm not interested in all the photos, I want to, for example, only look at photos that are JPEG. So I click here, and suddenly if you'll notice that the unknown date went down to 47 photos, and some of the photos reduced in number as well. But we can also at the same time reduce by resolution. So for example, if I want to see all photos that are greater than, say, 5 megapixels. So now what I'm doing is I can see in one tab all the photos that are greater than 5 megapixels that are JPEG, and I see them grouped by their date time. So now I can see, fulfilling these various conditions, I have 26 photos in 2008, 2 photos in 2007, and 4 photos in 2005. Okay. So let's actually switch the group back to camera, and I'm going to reduce the megapixels to say no thumbnails, so it's just greater than 200 by 200, and I'm still showing JPEGs. Now, and I will switch also back to all recoveries, and now we've got back to all recoveries, so you now have it broken up depending on the recovery. And now I'm going to talk about the buttons at the bottom. So there are buttons at the bottom. There are 6 buttons at the bottom, and these all affect all the groups in the current tab. So for example, if I click on View here, I will be taken to the photo viewer, and there are currently 69 photos in the current tab. And I'll be able to browse through all 69 photos in the photo viewer. So let's take an example. So I'm going to click on View, and you can see that on the top it says Active Found 69. And I am clicking through each of the photos here, and that covers the view. So now I'm going to go back, and similarly, if I click, for example, on the smart card and I want to generate a report for these 5 photos, I click on Report, and now I have an HTML report which gives me a full detailed report on each of these 5 photos. But supposing I want to only generate a report for us or view a single group. So let's take that example. So let's say I want, for the sequentially carved photos here, I want to, let's choose some active photos. We have a few photos here. Let's say the unknown photos here. I want to view them. So I will right click, and I click on View. So rather than having all 69 photos displayed, I'm only looking at that one specific group. So to summarize, you can right-click on a single group, and you can view photos, view timelines, you can save them, create report, add bookmark, remove bookmarks, or you can do it on all photos in the tab by clicking on the buttons at the bottom. So I hope this was a useful, quick insight into Adroit Photo Forensics photo gallery, and you can see the power of being able to view the data as you see fit. Stay tuned for further updates to this screen, and thank you.